Lata Venkatesh from CNBC TV 18. Further to the question on fiscal deficit, will the open market purchase policy of the Reserve Bank be only to ensure adequate liquidity in the bank system, or will it also be to force further transmission, because the market may worry, the yields may be pushed up because of fiscal deficit fears?
You see, OMO is basically a liquidity instrument. And in our internal working group report, it has been also stated that now the RBI has several instruments to infuse liquidity. We have the OMOs, which has been there already, so that remains in our in our toolkit. Then we have the currency, the forex swap, which we have introduced last year. Then term repo is something which has been also added this year in the internal working group's recommendations. So therefore, so far as RBI is concerned, OMO will be done to deal with the liquidity situation, either infuse liquidity or to suck out liquidity. And in any case, RBI doesn't manage yields. Yields are market driven.
Okay, so the internal working group recommendations are accepted in that?
No, internal working group recommendations have now been, let me clarify, these are recommendations of the internal working group, and they do not represent the institutional position of the RBI. The internal working group recommendations are now placed in the public domain. We will receive the comments and observations from public and all stakeholders, and they will be taken into consideration. Then we will decide on the final framework. Please.
प्रदीप पंड्या, CNBC आवाज से. सर, पैराग्राफ 22 में आपने जो कहा है कि MPC decided to continue with an accommodative stance as long as it is necessary to revive growth. इससे आप क्या संकेत देना चाहते हैं? ये खास तौर पे इसलिए रेलिवेंट है कि पॉलिसी के पहले जिन काफ़ी लोगों से हमने बात की, उनका कहना था कि 5% के करीब आप पहुंच जाएंगे अब, और 4.75 जो हिस्टोरिकली एक लो है, उसके नीचे जाने की जगह नहीं है. तो क्या इस स्टेटमेंट से आप और MPC ये संकेत दे रहे हैं कि पॉलिसी रेट के लिए ऐसा कोई लोअर बाउंड एज सच नहीं है?
नहीं, पॉलिसी रेट कितना लोअर बाउंड है, इसके बारे में हम वी हैव नॉट सेड एनीथिंग. व्हाट वी वांट टू से इज दैट वी आर गिविंग सम काइंड ऑफ, ये एक तरह का आप फॉरवर्ड गाइडेंस इसको मान सकते हैं, दैट द पॉलिसी रेट as long as the growth momentum remains as it is, until the growth is revived, RBI will continue to remain in an accommodative mode. And इसका ये उससे आप नहीं निकाल सकते हैं कि मिनिमम रेट क्या है, मिनिमम रेपो रेट कहाँ पे जाके RBI will take a pause. It is not possible to comment on that at this particular point of time. All that it says is to give a clear indication that RBI will continue with the accommodative stance as long as it is necessary, and as long as it is necessary to revive the growth momentum.
सर, क्या जो हिस्टोरिकल लो है उसको एक लोअर बाउंड के तौर पे आप देखते हैं, या MPC देखते हैं या नहीं?
नहीं, लोअर बाउंड के बारे में मेरे लिए अभी कुछ कहना पॉसिबल नहीं है. दैट विल अगेन डिपेंड ऑन डिलीबरेशंस ऑफ द MPC. अगले जो MPC का डिलीबरेशन होगा वो डिसीजन लिया जाएगा.
Sir, this is Anup Roy from Business Standard. Government is now asking 30,000 crore interim dividend from the RBI, but we understood from Jalan Committee report that there will be no concept of interim dividend. Can you please clarify?
You see, I have only also, as you said that you saw it in the media, I also saw it in the media. I am not aware of any such demand from the government for payment of interim dividend.
गवर्नर स्वाति खंडेलवाल फ्रॉम जी बिजनेस. मेरा सवाल है, आपने 25 बेसिस पॉइंट जो कट किया, मार्केट की एक्सपेक्टेशन 40 बेसिस पॉइंट थी. क्या वजह रही दैट आपने 40 बेसिस पॉइंट तक नहीं सोचा जाया जाए, क्योंकि अभी भी रिवाइवल ग्रोथ हम नहीं देख पा रहे हैं? तो क्या आपको लगता है 25-40 की तरफ जाना क्यों नहीं हुआ? पहला. दूसरा, ये आपने 110 बेसिस पॉइंट की बात की अभी तक जो है, और मॉनेटरी ट्रांसमिशन आपने बोला वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस है. कब तक आप एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं स्टैगर्ड और जो इनकम्प्लीट है ये अलाइन हो जाएगा? बिकॉज वहाँ अगर होता है तो हम ग्रोथ रिवाइवल की बात कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि अभी भी क्रेडिट ग्रोथ अपटिक नहीं देख पा रहे हैं बैंक्स की. तो आप उनको क्या कह रहे हैं?
हमने एक फॉरवर्ड गाइडेंस, मैंने जैसे कहा कि वी हैव गिवन ए क्लियर इंडिकेशन दैट द अकोमोडेटिव स्टैंस जो है वो कंटिन्यू करेगा. और we have now cut the policy rate by 110 plus another 25, so 135 basis points. So one has to also see its impact, and it does take time for the impact to filter into the real economy. So therefore we'll have to see the impact of all these policy rate cuts. We'll have to also see how the fiscal measures which government have taken over the last few months in three separate installments, and then of course the corporate tax rate cut. So how these impact the real economy, and at this point
Honorable Ministers of India and Bangladesh, President of Confederation of India Industry (CII) and President of Federation of India Chambers and Commerce and Industry (FICCI), President of Associated Chambers of Commerce and Industry of India, President Federation of Bangladesh Chamber and Commerce, Chamber of Commerce and Industry, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good, already it's afternoon. I am delighted to be with you all. I always believe that for any successful venture, political and business leaders must work together and share their ideas and thoughts to identify the priorities and challenges. Here again, I extend my sincere thanks to Indian government as well as CII, FICCI and ASSOCHAM for making this opportunity for interactions. Nowadays, as you know, the diplomacy